So today's just a little day where we're going to do a little bit of review for the cumulative. The cumulative is not on Monday. It'll be on Tuesday. Normally it would only have 2 days of review and then the cumulative. So if this was a normal week and this wasn't a holiday for a lot of people for, I think it's Rosh Hashanah, then we would be having the cumulative on Monday. Like, we're not afraid of Monday tests, but that's factoring in, and so therefore this is going to be longer review than normal. All right, so here is a picture that a ton of people got wrong. I'm going to give you, there's our original shape, and I'm going to give you the names of the key points. I'm going to make this red so that it doesn't like all blend together. And the key points on the XY chart are -2, 0, -1, 2, 0, 0, 1, -2, and -2, 0. Okay, those are the key points. And this guy is called f of x. I would like you, I'm not so worried about the graph of it, but I'm more worried about will you do the right thing to it. If I say, make it f of 2x minus 3. I'm not needing you to graph it. I'm needing you to get me the points that I should graph. All right, I'm going to pause for a second while you give that one a try. Before you go too far, if you were busy multiplying all your x's by 2, you missed something. It seems like you should multiply them by 2. You should be multiplying them all by a half. That is a very common mistake. I'm trying to keep you from doing that in the test. I'm not going to ask, but I know there were some people that were doing that. It's human nature. And I know there's some of you that are adding 3 to all the y values. And you're right. Except it's subtract 3. Subtract.
Why is it right?
You're right to do something to the y values, and you're right to use a 3, but yeah, I'm trying to make you think about it instead of just saying it. So do you trust that 3 or not?
Yeah.
I do, because it's on the outside. All right. So your new points would have been -1, -3, -1/2, -1, 0, -3, 1/2, -5, and -1, -3. How many of you guys nailed that without help from me? Okay, good. Now, another kind of hard one, but it's a blast from the past. If I said f of g of 3, just tell me what would you do first? Find g of 3. Good. Now, obviously, I got to somehow give you a way to find g of 3. I'm going to give you a picture that's going to give you g of 3. This is the g function. And I'm going to save some time and tell you that that point right there is 3, 2. Now, what else do you need?
The f function.
Yeah, you have to have the f function, and you can't figure this out. Here's the f function. just to make sure you didn't walk too far off the right path, g of 3 was saying that x was 3, and that's in this picture right here, and then the answer to that is just that, which is 2. All of this comes out to 2. Then you're just supposed to find f of 2. So you put the 2 over here. 8 minus 4 is 4. Absolute value, hopefully you know absolute value just takes whatever's in there and makes the answer come out positive. So it's 8 minus 4, and that would be 4, and then it's still positive 4. Raise your hand if you had 4 for your final answer. Awesome. And last but not least, I'm going to do one reminder of reading charts. Do not copy this chart down. It'll just be a waste of your time. But you can use it to answer this question. All right, would you please tell me what 2g of 2 minus 4 f of 3 would come out to? If that's super confusing, find g of 2. G of 2 is not that hard. Then find f of 3. It's not that hard. While you're working on this, today is the day where, if you want to, you can see your old test. You know, the one that we took first, the first big test. The very first test, we actually counted in the formative. I think you know that. But then the test that was like this, with the finding f of 2 and all that stuff. That test, you could have that back and you could do corrections on those today if you want to. Why would you want to do corrections? So that you can have a retake of it. Well, what if I'm happy with my B? I'm happy with your B if you're happy with your B. But to get it, all you need is an A on the cumulative. What if you happen to get an A and you didn't take the time to do corrections? You'd be like, why didn't I just do the corrections? Don't do the corrections. That's what I do. Gives you the option. It can't possibly hurt you to do the corrections. But it could possibly hurt you not to do the corrections. Because you all of a sudden surprise yourself with a straight A on both parts of the cumulative. That should go back and give you straight A's, but you were too lazy to go do the corrections. That would be sad. All right. So G of 2 is 3. And then this is just 2 times 3, which makes 6. And then f of 3 was just negative 3. And then negative 4 times negative 3 makes plus 12. I know somebody messed up that negative right there. Final answer of 18. Who had 18? Nice. Okay. Now using that same chart, we're going to do something different that's definitely harder. Let's see if you remember these. F of some crazy thing like 2x minus 9 is equal to negative 3. You may or may not recall that I always suggested you set up something like this right underneath it. F of what is negative 3? To see if you can figure out how to solve this thing. I know some of you are going to be a little lost. Maybe you'll need the kid next to you to help you. But if you don't put this underneath, I don't know how you're going to solve it. I'm going to pause for a second. Talk to that kid next to you. So the logical thing to look up was this right here. F of what is negative 3? F of 3 is negative 3. So f of 3 is negative 3. So then these equal 2x minus 9 must be equal to 3. Add 9. 2x equals 12. X equals 6. Raise your hand if you had x equals 6. Sweet. Okay. So there's just a little bit of a review. It is not obviously covering everything on the cumulatives, but you got to practice cumulative. I was asked a good question. Do you need to do that practice cumulative? Yes, you do. And there will be a Dropbox for it. It is not okay to take 4 days of class time, literally yesterday, today, tomorrow, and the cumulative, where I only assigned you one thing, and not do that one thing. Okay, so just do that one thing. Yes, you should do the cumulative that's in the folder. There's only one thing there, and there's an answer key for it. Yes, you should do that. And I will put up a Dropbox to start dropping it. I know some of you probably already done. And what else today then, besides working on that practice cumulative? Come up and ask me questions about like corrections you want to do. If you want to even have one of yesterday's corrections back to finish that, I'll hand you those. Well, basically put them out in a folder. Like there'll be one folder for the old tests and then one folder for the test you just had in your hands yesterday. And you can look through there, grab yours out. The only thing you can't do, you cannot take those tests home with you. Okay, because there's still a few kids out there haven't taken these tests, so I can't let you take it home with you and make copies of it and sell it on eBay. All right, see, I had a bunch of work done here, and that is all I have for you for the video for today.